Here's a little intro into my first session, Season 1, Episode 1, my first soul-fueled session on here. It's actually a video made between Deb Cedarman Hill and I, a close friend of mine, up in the top of the North Island of New Zealand, and we were on holiday. And it's filmed exactly after I'd signed a contract on my house. And I did have to go back after that and re-sign something that we'd changed. But what had happened was, it was the beginning of me really acknowledging that I had created a dream that I'd been wanting to manifest for 12 years. Now, of course, when you listen to this episode, you will see that it took that time because I was parenting, I had sick parents, there were things going on, and some of those things just had to work their way through. But also I had to shift my energetics and my way of being to match the version of me that had that dream already. So this session is just sort of an overview of how I got there, and you're seeing me and hearing me roar in the moment that I actually sold my house and realized that I'd manifested my dream of nearly 12 years to be based in Europe or overseas in our winters, so I missed the New Zealand winter and have summers for the rest of my life. So I hope you enjoy listening to this, and underneath these podcasts you can ask questions. So I'd love you to ask questions, or if you'd love to be on it, email me at lisa@soulfueledsisters.com, SOULFUELLED, sisters, SISTERS.com. I'd love you to come on. If you've already worked with me, you can tell me what difference it's made for you. And if you haven't, we can look at what is not allowing you to live a soul-fueled, aligned life right now. Because guess what? Without that, we do not have true joy and peace and fun and true abundance in our life either. So don't forget, follow for more, share with others, and put a comment underneath. And thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for having these soul-fueled sisters in my life.
Where are you going, Lise?
Well, my house is sold. I'm about to sign it. Well, the other person, I need to actually do that, sign it and send it back today. Okay. And you couldn't have asked for a better day to be spending it with one of my best friends, the beautiful Tutakaka.
Why are you crying?
I'm crying because it's 12 years I've had this dream, and I dug deep for 12 years, and I didn't let go of my dream. I didn't allow anyone to knock me off the path, and I had to be very resilient at times and be in some trickier situations sometimes, and I just kept going, and I'm really proud of myself. And it's a funny feeling. It's a feeling of sadness because I won't be seeing people all the time, but there's this feeling of just peace and relief as well at the same time. This peace that's coming, this excitement as well that I'm going to be moving to Spain for the winter, based in Spain for the winter. But there's also this surreal feeling of I don't know where I'm going, and that feels good, but also this sadness mixed up.
How come it all happened now?
This year, there was things going on in my family, particularly with my youngest daughter, where I couldn't have left anyway. And it's like this year she's gone into her own flow state and more happiness. This year, at the end of last year, I just let go of anything. I just let go. I let go of any worry about all of them, the kids. I mean, I wasn't particularly worried all the time, but anything that was left, I just let it go. And the beginning of this year, I've just been in this peace really the whole year. And I became the energy of the person who had left and traveling. I became that. So I'm already that. I've been feeling like I'm out of the country. I've been feeling like I'm traveling. I've been feeling like I'm untethered and unhooked the whole year. And I've said that to you, I already feel like I've left. And that's when it's sold. So it's like you have to be it to see it. And because I went into that space, and it was the perfect timing for my family and I, and even friends around me, you and I have talked about this. Major things with you and other friends have all been sorting themselves out that I've been a part of and felt like a big part of, because you're my family too.
Don't make me cry.
And other people as well. It's all been sorting itself out.
And it's such a brave move, like to sell up everything. And you hear of people doing it. I've never known someone myself where you sell up everything to
have no base.
Like just your backpack. At what age?
I'm nearly 56, so I'm 55.
55. You're selling up everything just to live your dream, to travel with no expectation of what the future's gonna hold. So you've let go of all limitations and expectations, and you're living life
unfolding. I've always had this thing about life unfolding in front of me, especially the last decade when my marriage broke up. Last 12 years was like I wanted life to be about this adventure, to be surprised and delighted every day. And for the last decade, I've asked nearly every day, universe, just surprise and delight me today.
And amazing things
have happened. I mean, it's going to be in my book when I finish it, but I've been so supported by the universe, by myself. I just support me first, then the universe could bring it in. But I have been so supported by friends and whānau, you and other people as well. But it's like I'm someone that needs life to unfold. I need to be in a quest. I require adventure. And that is not everybody. Not everyone requires it.
I call it have their feet in, just like concrete gumboots on.
Yeah.
They like to have concrete gumboots on. They like to have that stability.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. So parenting was, I don't think I did a terrible job. Or
you did an amazing job with
Thank
your
you.
children.
But also that wasn't easy to be in one place with the kids, because I'd been living for nearly 4 years before that in London and travelling, and then I'd done different jobs in different schools across New Zealand and different age groups with teaching. I've always changed age groups and I changed my environments a lot. And then you get to one place and you do need to settle in a little bit, and you're in a relationship where that has to happen because, you know, you've got two of you and then you've got these other two, and that's no judgment of anyone or my ex as well. It's just that we settled in and we did our job and we did the best we could. But now it's a space of not freedom, because I think you can be free and jailed if you have that particular mindset, but it's about physically being free to move, if you know what I mean, and to be wherever I want to be. But peace came in way before, and the feeling of freedom was coming in, and I felt,
you knew it was going to happen.
I was feeling so free, so untethered, so like I was already left, and then it sold. And that's the only way to really truly manifest your life, is to shift your vibration to match what you want in the field. So you have to be it, and then it physically will materialize. So it's already sitting there for you. It's created twice, the energy of it. It's created when you dream it. And I'm not talking about I want to win $1 million. Who doesn't want $1 million? Who doesn't want to win $1 million? But that's not necessarily congruent. But everyone's out there going, I wish I could win that. That's a wish. It's not reality of what's available to you. So when you have this dream that's congruent like mine, and I found it in 20 different journals written 20 different ways, then you put that energy out. It's created in the field. And then it's a matter of you, you know, moving your energy until it matches. And that's been a nearly 12-year thing for me. And you've got kids, so you have to parent, and you've got parents who are sick and dying, and you've got friends who are passing, and you've got all these other things around you that mean you couldn't go yet anyway. You've got to do that job. And I had to do my job as a parent and as a daughter with my parents as well. Now it's time for me, and my kids are so beautiful, because I just like, this is what you wanted, Mum, because I said, I'm so happy for you. And then Jill was like, I'm so proud of you too, and I love you. And yeah, it's an interesting energy to be in when your dream comes true. And you've been creating it for over a decade, and you dug deep, and you didn't let go of that dream, even though sometimes it felt hard. But that's available for everybody if you're willing to do that work and shift your frequency and your brain patterning to the place of being able to receive what's actually waiting for you. All of us have these dreams that are just waiting for us, but we don't get ourselves out of the way. We don't retrain ourselves in our brain and our energetics, but we've all got these dreams.
And it's about willing to shift out of
and receive it, and actually have to go, I'm going to miss people, but I've got to do this, and be willing to receive the grief that goes with the letting go.
And it can be uncomfortable.
It's been uncomfortable a lot. Not a lot, but in the last 12 years, you've seen me. Uncomfortable as fuck, but also happy too.
Yeah.
And joyful, and more happy and more joyful as time went on, as I got closer and closer to stepping back into that version of me that I was when I was a little girl. That's really what I've gone back to.
And I've known you for a lot of years, like probably close to 20. And I don't know why I get shocked, but I still get shocked when something happens during the day that just aligns so beautifully. And I'm like, how the heck do you do it, girl? And something will happen out of the blue. We'll be talking about it, and then it just lines up, and you get the phone call, or you get a new client, or you find a home, because you haven't even moved out or sold your home at this stage, but another rental will come up for you. Or
that's what happened this morning, right?
Yeah.
I found a room for myself in a hopey just down the road with no bond. A woman who just wants someone casually, so I can go there till I leave. Like, that happened just before the contract, and then within
came in. An hour or so, the contract came in your house.
And then Devon, who's here at the moment, who we're staying with, beautiful Devon in Tutakaka, and the north of New Zealand and the North Island. Beautiful place. Thank you for bringing me here, Deb. She's like, oh, wow. And you're going, that's the norm, isn't it?
It's a norm.
This is the norm, but it's a norm with all of us. It's available.
But I guess the difference is that, and I've learnt this from you, and we called them gold nuggets. So the little gold nuggets throughout the day, and it's the little things that have just fallen into place. You haven't even moved out or sold your home at this stage, but another rental will come up for you. Or
that's what happened this morning, right?
Yeah.
I found a room for myself in a hopey just down the road with no bond. A woman who just wants someone casually, so I can go there till I leave. Like, that happened just before the contract, and then within came in.
An hour or so, the contract came in your house.
And then Devon, who's here at the moment, who we're staying with, beautiful Devon in Tutakaka, and the north of New Zealand and the North Island. Beautiful place. Thank you for bringing me here, Deb. She's like, oh, wow. And you're going, that's the norm, isn't it? This is the norm, but it's a norm with all of us. It's available.
But I guess the difference is that, and I've learnt this from you, we called them gold nuggets. So the little gold nuggets throughout the day, and it's the little things that have just fallen into place, and you took for granted a little bit. You don't, I know that, but say anyone else might. And then just to record them.
Yes.
And then, or just notice them. And it's amazing throughout the day that as we do, and we think, we've got to write that one down tonight. That's a gold nugget. And then a big nugget will happen, like you sell your house today.
Yeah.
But we've been doing that all day. There's a gold nugget. Oh my goodness, that's a gold nugget.
And we said this yesterday, didn't we? We said when you look for the abundance or the gold nugget, that's what you see. And when you look for lack, when you're looking for what's wrong and lack, that's what you find. And that's what's created.
And today, and this is what I mean by gold nugget. So today we went for a swim in the harbour, but it was a little bit dirty, and it's not usually dirty. And so we chose another beach within 5 minutes, like, let's jump in the car. We've got the beach down the road, and it was beautiful. And it's like, oh my goodness, that's a gold nugget. We're in a place where we can choose a beach for the day, where the wind's not blowing and it's crystal clear.
That's right.
To me, that's a gold nugget.
That's right.
Well, if you notice those and celebrate those, that, man, I'm grateful for that. And then something else comes along.
The universe comes along to say, hey, look, I heard you. I'm hearing your requests for more. Because as soon as you acknowledge the greatness in your life, and that's like, Deb made me lunch today. That's the greatness in my life.
That's a damn good lunch.
It's not actually selling the house.
Yeah.
It's the beautiful relationships.
Yeah.
It's the people. It's the nature. When you celebrate that stuff, it just it exponentializes. It goes into 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times greater. And the universe goes, I can hear you. That's a request to the universe when you talk about your gold nuggets. And you're saying, I'm so grateful. Hey, what else is there? without even saying it. And the universe comes back in with another gold nugget that's even bigger.
And isn't it just such a blessing that at the end of the day, everything lines up at the right time? So I sort of look at your house sale and it's time to go for you within the next few months.
Yeah.
And you've had, your daughter's just said, I'm looking at moving to Auckland.
Before I got a contract.
Yeah. And then just got this beautiful new job, and she's all set up anyway, Keith, isn't she? So it all falls into place. Everything's well, and then and then,
it's all fallen in, and I said that beginning of the year, didn't I? I said this year feels different. It seems like it ended abruptly, and that's because it did. I actually had to go and re-sign my contract and send it back to my lawyer, and it was like 4:30 on a Friday afternoon, and I was out of town, so I wasn't literally even seeing my lawyer. So if you want to hear more of this, if you want to hear about how I got to this point, what tools I used, how I reprogrammed my whole brain from being a single mum who had bad credit to someone who had created a house in a beautiful beach place and then takes off overseas, then keep listening. You will hear the tools, you will hear my perspective on life, and none of it is like the law of attraction bullshit that you've been taught. I don't use visualizations. I don't use affirmations. It's so much more simple. But I did rewire my brain, and I did rewire my energetics to get where I am, and you can do it too. So if you've got big dreams, you're not sure how to get there, and you want to shift out of the limitations, keep listening, and welcome here, my soul sister. Thanks for listening in to episode 1 of season 1 of Soul Fueled Sisters.